Kant thought things, not because they were true, but because he was Kant. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. I am well practiced in avoidance and indifference, though the hollowness in my soul resents her absence. I wear the mask I must. The most important thing about a technology is how it changes people. Focus on making choices to lead your life that aligns with your core values in the most purposeful way possible. Doing what I like to do, the way I like to do it, makes me happy. Do not ignore your gift. Your gift is the thing you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. Steve Harvey. Patience and improvement is the key to opening the door to progress. Rewards await you if you stay steadfast in your faith. Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things. The butterfly counts not months but moments and has time enough. The place where you made your stand never mattered, only that you were there and still on your feet. If you start with nothing and end up with nothing, there's nothing lost. We swallowed the chaos because we knew we didn't want to be ordinary. In all debates, let truth be thy aim, not victory or an unjust interest. We all make choices, but in the end our choices make us. My life will be the best illustration of all my work. Your future is in direct proportion to what you do in the present. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. No matter how slow you go, you are still lapping everybody on the couch. There's nothing wrong with you. There's a lot wrong with the world you live in. And definitely get out of high school and make everyone sorry. Our kindness may be the most persuasive argument for that which we believe. There's no solution to life. There's going to be problems no matter what. Parents can only give good advice or put them on the right paths, but the final forming of a person's character lies in their own hands. If the road is easy, you're likely going the wrong way. Most of what matters in our lives takes place in our absence. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Never underestimate the power you have to take your life in a new direction. There are few sources of energy so powerful as a procrastinating college student. Many little people, in little places, doing little things, can change the world. Don't look to the approval of others for your mental stability. Just keep moving forward and don't give a shit about what anybody thinks. Do what you have to do for you. Beware becoming the inadvertent passenger hurtling eagerly along a road to nowhere. Drive. Life isn't about escaping the darkness. It's all about experiencing both the day and night. Look back over the past, with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too. You are forgiven for your happiness and your successes only if you generously consent to share them. The only faithfulness people have is to emotions they're trying to recapture. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. The truth is never what you want it to be, little fox. When you are present in gratitude, you can't be anywhere else. No act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. It is not as much about who you used to be as it is about who you choose to be. Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. Sometimes one likes foolish people for their folly, better than wise people for their wisdom. Some stories wait their turn to be told, others just tap you on the shoulder and insist you tell them. It is through imagination that we transcend understanding and travel into the world of possibilities. Edit your life frequently and ruthlessly. It's your masterpiece after all. Whenever something bad happens, keep calm, take a few deep breaths, and shift the focus to something positive. My hope still is to leave the world a bit better than when I got here. The truth that makes men free is for the most part the truth which men prefer not to hear. The moment a little boy is concerned with which is a jay and which is a sparrow, he can no longer see the birds or hear them sing. History, Stephen said, is a nightmare from which I'm trying to awake. It is foolish to tear one's hair in grief, as though sorrow would be made less by baldness. I don't regret the painful times. I bear my scars as if they were medals. My biggest fault is that the faults I was born with grow bigger each year. The greatest day in your life and mine is when we take total responsibility for our attitudes. That's the day we truly grow up. Silent acquiescence in the face of tyranny is no better than outright agreement. The joy in life is who has the heart to demand it. I want words at my funeral, but I guess that means you need life in your life. We say later, later, until later becomes too late, and all we can think of is if only. You may lie with your mouth, but with the mouth you make as you do, so you nonetheless tell the truth. The essence of technology is by no means anything technological. What you focus on and the way you think will determine the way you live. The only real battle in life is between hanging on and letting go. People can change anything they want to, and that means everything in the world. I knew I was alone in a way that no earthling has ever been before. Focus on where you're going and how deserved it is after fighting for as long as you did. Time is my friend when it doesn't let the bad moments stay, but it becomes my enemy when it lets the good moments pass by. Stop blaming outside circumstances for your inside chaos. The healing starts at the mountain, but you need the river to wash the pain away. The wise man knows that it is better to sit on the banks of a remote mountain stream than to be emperor of the whole world. So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. All men want, not something to do with, but something to do, or rather something to be. Truth would quickly cease to be stranger than fiction, once we got as used to it. Life is just a short period of time in which you are alive. The success of my rule does not rely on my ability to recite obscure Latin verse. The harder you fall, the heavier your heart. The heavier your heart, the stronger you climb. The stronger you climb, the higher your pedestal. The fossil record implies trial and error, the inability to anticipate the future, features inconsistent with a great designer. One of the few good things about modern times, if you die horribly on television, you will not have died in vain. You will have entertained us. Without a sense of identity, there can be no real struggle. You don't know me. You know one me, just like I know one you. And you can't know every me, and I can't know every you. I don't know who I am right now, but I know who I'm not, and I like that. It's strange how dreams get under your skin and give your heart a test for what's real and what's imaginary. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. The beginning of wisdom is the definition of terms. Don't worry about the negative people may say about you. Learn from it and move on. Appreciate every little beautiful moment in every day of your life. Give it a try, and you'll see the world from another perspective. Grace isn't a little prayer you chant before receiving a meal. It's a way to live. Only knowledge can turn life's unbearableness into a weapon. The world is already full of critics. To stand out, be an encourager. My world is about stories that entertain, emotions that move, people you'll remember, literature that matters. If you try to change it, you will ruin it. Try to hold it, and you will lose it. A corner is important. It provides privacy and an anchor and lets you exist independently of the room. To invent your own life's meaning is not easy, but it's still allowed, and I think you'll be happier for the trouble. If I cannot do great things, I can do small things in a great way. Risks must be taken because the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. Everything's a risk. Not doing anything is a risk. It's up to you. The real heroes anyway aren't the people doing things. The real heroes are the people noticing things, paying attention. Do not let the roles you play in life make you forget who you are. You don't have to like someone, but you have to treat them as you wish to be treated.